Hello, I'm Rachel, and today I'm going to be reading another Santa Mouse story. This one is called Santa Mouse, Where Are You? Here goes. Santa Mouse, Where Are You? By Michael Brown, illustrated by Elfrida DeWitt. Every year when it's December, we're as excited as can be. For that's when we remember it's time to get a tree. We don't want a tree too tiny or too tall to fit the house. The tree we want has got to be just right for Santa Mouse. Santa Mouse is Santa's helper. He goes with him every year. And it really isn't Christmas unless both of them appear. Santa brings big presents in that come for you and me, while Santa Mouse takes tiny gifts and climbs up in a tree. He puts them right next to the trunk, or way out on a limb, like on the end. It's either on the end or right in the middle. If a gift is in the branches, then we know it came from him. Now, once upon a time, someone who looked a lot like you was putting lights upon a tree. Some green, some red, some blue. When suddenly this person said, "You know what there should be? A light right at the very top. So Santa Mouse can see." You see the little light right at the very top in the middle of the star? That's it. One like that. It took a little help, of course, to set that special light. But finally, when bedtime came, it looked exactly right. Away up high above the rest, it shed a gentle beam. And when those little eyes grew sleepy, it was shining in the dreams. Now, far off in his workshop, Santa Mouse was wrapping toys. He was hurrying to finish lots of things for girls and boys. And as he hunted for a ribbon, suddenly this happy fellow gave a whistle of surprise because he found one that was yellow. I think yellow was his favourite colour. You see, he needed something special for a very special present. But then a voice called him, very deep, yet very pleasant. "It's time to travel, Santa Mouse. You know we can't be late." And Santa stepped into his sleigh. "Come on, the deer won't wait." So Santa Mouse came running with his present at his side, and he leaped for Santa's shoulder. It was time for them to ride. Off they flew as fast as lightning. Santa Mouse was holding on, but he felt his gift was slipping. Then, my goodness, it was gone. He said, "Stop!" and tried to save it. At that moment, off he fell. And old Santa didn't know it, but the sleigh went on pell-mell. He was falling, calling, "Santa!" but with the darkness all around, there was no one there to hear him. He was headed for the ground. Till he thought what he was holding, tucked his whiskers in his suit, took the paper and the ribbon, and produced a parachute. And then kaplunk, he hit a snowbank and disappeared from sight. But he crawled out with his gift and looked around him in the night. What he thought was, "I am lost. Everything is cold and bare. The thing to do is find a house and wait for Santa there." But he found nothing but the wind that chilled him through and through. It seemed to whisper, "Santa Mouse, where are you? Where are you?" "Here I am," he shouted bravely as he trudged on through the storm, holding tightly to his present as if that could keep him warm. He sat down and with a sniffle tied the ribbon in a bow. Then he noticed something funny. On the bow there was a glow. Somewhere near a light was shining. He jumped up, and it was true, for a tiny golden glimmering was gleaming through the blue. Remember how one special light was placed for Santa Mouse? He could see it now. It lit the way for him to reach the house. He crept inside, wrapped up his gift, and placed it in the tree. And then he went to sleep to wait for Santa Claus, like you and me. And that's where Santa found him late that night upon his way. He picked him up and kissed him, and then tucked him in his sleigh. So this year, when it's Christmas and you decorate your tree, why not put one light upon it that's as high as it can be? You may find a tiny present Christmas morning in your house. And if it's tied with yellow ribbon, then who brought it? All together? Santa Mouse. That's right. And that's the end. Oh, I hope you enjoyed that story, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. To you a special story. The night before Christmas. Here we go. It's written by Clement C. Moore. It's good to know. Are you sitting comfortably? Good. Then I shall begin. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced in their heads, and Mama in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled down for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn, there arose such a clatter. I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw up the sash. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave the lustre of midday to objects below. When what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer, with a little old driver, so lively and quick. I knew in a moment it must be St. Nick. More rapid than eagles his curses they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donder and Blitzen. To the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away, dash away, dash away all. As dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky, so up to the housetop the curses they flew, with a sleigh full of toys, and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur, from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard of his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of his pipe he held tight in his teeth, and the smoke, it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying his finger aside of his nose and giving a nod, up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, so to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like the down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight, "Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night." The end. Happy Christmas, everyone. And now go straight to sleep.